Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in for tonight's NASCAR Thunder 2004 Career Mode episode. Another live stream for you guys today. Six races coming up on this stream per usual, and it's going to be interesting to see how we bounce back because these first two, I'm going to say three, first 3 to 4 races on this stream tonight, not going to be good. But once we get to Bristol, our equipment will be back to where we need it to be to get on pace to clicking away the career mode and hopefully get our first championship sooner rather than later. It's not going to happen this season only because I think we're going to be pretty poor here these first 3 to 4 races. After that, maybe we can start to make a charge to get a top 20 points finish. Last season, we finished 28th in points. So honestly, anything better than that would be obviously improvement. We ended up having 5 top 10s and 4 top 5s last year with a win. So try to double that for every category, and that would definitely be a good year. But definitely going to have to struggle for at least the first 3 races on this stream, maybe 4. With that being said, let's just hop into this one. We're going to be starting at the tail end of the field at Rockingham. And, there's no chance we're beating Joe Nemechek here. Unless he blows an engine. Even if he does, I'm not going to be able to get the sponsorship bonus anyway because there was no chance I was going to be able to qualify top 30. So, I qualified like 36th in the fall race here. Don't imagine this is going to be very good for ourselves. We just raced here yesterday for Season 2. Obviously our first of 2 races here for Season 3. Jeff Gordon at the back of the pack. I wanted to say Bill Elliott, but I forgot Bill Elliott is not in that 9 car anymore. Although my downforce is a little bit better than what it would have been last season for this race. The second race specifically. Spring race, we definitely had a better car. Yeah, we get to Texas, we should get back to our top 20 speed at the very least again, which will be coming up on this stream. This car is a little too tight. I don't know if I made an adjustment change. It definitely feels tighter than what I had when I raced here last season. Billy Kramer, thanks for tuning in. Already on lap 5. Eli Gold, 117. All the fantasy drivers are rookies. I came from like 2 to 3 car lengths back to clear him off of turn 2. Cleared him by quite a bit, too. It wasn't even really close. The hang and drive in this thing. Start to click away some positions, hopefully, at some point. Pretty good drive off of turn 4 that time. Nice run at Fittipaldi. Is that Biffle, too? Get them both. Oh, that was an aggressive slide job, but we made it work. Actually cleared them both. No, Christian. Let me drive away. There we go. There we go. Let's go. Spent a lot of time there battling, but I know I can push it into turn 1 way harder than anybody else. That right front just went into the red, lap 9. I say red, I meant yellow. Tire wear indicator. Get back in the rhythm again here. When we're going to slide, I've got a 61 overall race car. It does stink. We did finish 18th in the Daytona 500 yesterday, for anybody wondering, which was the worst finish I've ever had at Daytona. Well, in the 500, I guess when I ran out of gas. Well, I don't know. I might have finished. No, I finished 20th in the Pepsi 400 when I ran out of gas. Yeah, so not my worst finish at that track, but worst finish in the Daytona 500 on the career mode, which definitely stinks. So I'm definitely going to pit as soon as I can because knowing we have a decent pit crew, that's going to be the quickest opportunity I'm going to have to be able to maintain this track position in 40th. Because I think every spot's going to matter this season. I want to actually run as competitive as I can, even though I know these first, you count Daytona, and then you count the first 3 to 4 races of this year. The first 4 to 5 races this season, we're going to suck. But then after that, we'll be okay. There's no game audio. It might be just turned down too low. I'll get that going for you guys. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can hear the mic. Honestly, as quickly as I was able to pass some of these cars, I'm surprised. Surprised Eli Gold caught back up to us. A lot of time into turn 1 there. Oh, wow. That car went straight. The heck was that? Barely hear the spotter. Yeah, it's just the game audio. I'll turn the game audio up a little bit. We're going to have quite a few cars pitting this time, it looks. Speeding. I knew that was going to happen. I tried to gas it up, and that did not work. Well, second race, and it's already our first speeding penalty this season. I beat like 3 guys into the pits there. That stinks. Let me know if that's a little better on the game audio side of things. Here's Hermie Sadler. Sucks to have that 5-second penalty. At least the picker didn't make a mistake. All right, get up to speed. Jesus, Hermie Sadler. Trying to get him back. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Just ran right into the back of him. Launched him forward and knocked myself backwards. Yeah, that stinks to short pit to try to gain time and have a speeding penalty. That defeats the purpose of short pitting. I mean, it's only a 5-second penalty in this game, but 5 seconds is 5 seconds. That might cost us a top 40 finish. It's going to be close. See, that's the thing. When you speed when you're close, that's one thing. I wonder if I just try to get all the time I can into the pits when I speed. I wonder if that might actually help me. I haven't considered trying that yet. I might consider it. Might as well try it for these races I'm gonna suck in. Definitely gonna finish this race a lap down. I did last season too. Anytime I refer to last season, I'm referring to last night's stream or the fall race at Rockingham specifically. I think most of the field cycled through their pit stops. Here's Fittipaldi. Try to get in front of him. Nope, couldn't do it. Dang, it's gonna be tough to catch him because he's gonna have a few lap pressure tires on me too. I don't think anybody's blown an engine in the race yet. Me and Hermie Sadler pitted the same lap. Mark Martin's the next car behind us. Fittipaldi was in last on speed. I know he's got fresher tires, but he is the slowest car in the field. We're actually kind of keeping pace with him, all things considered. Quite honestly, we're still keeping distance over Mark Martin, which is surprising. Unless he's in 42nd somehow, but I know that that's not the case. Sorry, Mark. There you go. Pass me on the outside. That'll work. It'll work for both of us. Oh. Got Jack Sprague and Jamie McMurray behind me. Now, McMurray might have. I gotta see how many laps behind they are. I wonder if we're last of everybody who is still in the race. I don't remember passing Sprague or McMurray on the actual track. Now, McMurray's still on the track, so is Sprague. Okay. They might have just pitted way after me, so I have just way fresher tires. Dang it. If I can run competent laps, we're actually closing in on Hermie Sadler. Problem is Jamie McMurray's closing in on me because I keep messing up. We've got 9 to go. I notice the longer I'm on the brakes, the more it just kind of goes uphill. You can't turn and brake at the same time in this game. Otherwise, the front tires just chatter. Gotta bleed the brakes. Get around me, Tony. I was hoping he'd pass me a little bit quicker than that. So the more I deal with Tony Stewart. Man, look at Ward Burton up here. Having a solid run on an intermediate. Coming in hot. Come on now. The lead lap cars are getting in my way. I can't run the line I want to try to catch Hermie Sadler. I know I'm faster than him. Try to get to 40th. Jimmy got to my outside. I couldn't run all the way up to the wall. Now I overran turn 3. Dang it. I just lost a spot to McMurray, too. Man. It's tough when you're trying to pass cars at the same time you're getting passed by other cars. I don't think I can get McMurray back. I think he was a little quicker than me. I might be able to get him back. Two to go. That's not the way I wanted to pass him, but I got around him. One more lap, try to get back to Hermie Sadler. Sending it. Using Hermie Sadler up a little bit. Oh, look out, Dale. Oh, Dale got in the wall by himself. I never touched him. Nope. Overdrove it. Stay off the wall. Oh, Dale. Dang it. I was right there. I got underneath him twice and I just couldn't get around it. 41st. Sterling Marlin gets the win. How about Ward Burton finishing 4th? And we lost $48,000. Not getting the sponsorship bonus. Mike George, thanks for tuning in. Ethan Chua, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I saw the Brickyard 400 going to return next year. I plan on going to that. It's been rumored pretty much since Indy weekend this year, but now it is confirmed. It's cool to see. Kind of stinks we haven't had a shop edition going on right now, but we got to afford to try to pay our employees, so that's not going to really happen right now. So we're going to definitely suck at Vegas. We're going to have a new chassis and then an overhauled chassis. So we're going to have a new chassis in 2 races. So we got Vegas, Atlanta. Darlington will have a new chassis to race. We're not going to have the new engine, unfortunately, until after Darlington, which would be for Bristol. And then we'll also have a new body for Darlington as well. So we only have to suck for 2 more races. Get through Vegas, get through Atlanta, and then onward. So we'll go Vegas. Just bring the best stuff we can. Had a 61 overall car, now it's a 59. It didn't really wreck it much. I think Indy will be pretty good with the next gen car. Well, I mean, as good as Indy could probably be with a NASCAR Cup car, no matter the generation. All right. I think we just hop into the race again. I mean, there's no chance I'm going to qualify top top 30. Even if I qualify top 30, I'd have to qualify even way better than that to get the average start up. So yeah, we'll do this. A lot of downforce. Try to make the car a little bit faster. All right, well, see what that does. Kenny Wallace on the pole. Did I see that right? Way to go, Kenny Wallace. He's going to be in the Bud Shootout. See, that's the thing. That resets every year for me to qualify for the Bud Shootout. I have to get another pole this season at some point. I mean, we'll be faster later in the year, so if I had 3 last season when I was at my quick points, I'm sure I can get some at some point this year. We'll be faster for a longer period of the season. It's just last year we were faster at the first 3 quarters of the season. And the last quarter we sucked, and this year it's the first 5-6 races we're gonna suck, and then we'll be okay. But it's almost over, guys. The suckiness is almost over. Get through Vegas. Get through Atlanta. We'll probably be mediocre at Darlington because we're still not going to have much engine power, but we're going to have a lot of grip. Get to Bristol, and I think we'll be okay. We might run at the very back here in Vegas. I'm going to try not to speed on pit road this time. I finished 41st of the speeding penalty. Honestly, I could have probably finished top 35 if I didn't have the speeding penalty at Rockingham. Even with as bad of a car as we have. Definitely going to end up losing money again. No chance I'm qualifying. Well, I didn't obviously qualify at all. Even if I did qualify top 30, it wouldn't have negated the first 2 races, so not doing it unless I qualified top 10, which definitely wasn't going to happen. I mean, you see our speed right now, we probably would have qualified last anyway. I think I'm a little too loose. Typically, I'm more downforce when I come to Vegas. I took quite a bit of it out. Try to get some of my speed back, and that hasn't really worked out for me in this one. I'm just counting down the laps for this race at Atlanta. Get these next 2 races over with as quick as possible. And we don't have to suffer anymore. 2 to 3 races. Darlington, our engine's going to be practically dead. I mean, our engine's going to be literally about the same we have in the car right now for speed purposes. Just the handling is going to be a lot better. Way more downforce. Tire grip level is going to be much better. We're just not going to be able to be that fast on the straightaways. But luckily, I mean, Darlington's a smaller intermediate track. It's a little less than 1.5 miles in length. So I guess if there's a track to have that for, maybe that could be the one. See, now this race, we could stay out as long as we can, hoping for a caution, because we're not really racing anybody for speed at all. I mean, if I somehow catch any of these guys before I have to pit, that'd be one thing, but I don't see that happening. Some cars pitting already. Definitely not catching anybody. All right, well, run it out. Hope we get a caution, trapping quite a few cars a lap down. Get as good of a finish as we can. Unfortunately, we're going to have payday as a sponsorship for every race in the stream, so getting our sponsorship bonus even when we get fast again, unfortunately, may not be likely. I would have thought they were going to cut ties with us by now, but I guess that's not the case. I'm not sure what the happiness has to be at, or how low it has to be for us to drop them as a sponsor, or them to drop us, technically. Wish it was the other way around. I would have dropped them a few races in, realizing that this partnership wasn't going to work out the way I'd hoped. Oh, somebody blowing an engine right in front of those guys. Yeah, Kenny Wallace. He was blowing an engine and everybody got stuck behind him on the apron. They're still stuck behind him. Finally getting around him. I think Dale Jr. was right behind him. There was a handful of cars that were back there. I'm still so slow, it's not going to affect me anything. I mean, I could consider pitting now, and maybe I'd overtake. No, I'm still not going to overtake him because I'm barely a lap ahead of him. Yeah, that wouldn't have affected me any. It's going to be a lap down anyway. We got a caution even with me not in the lead. All right, caution at any point would be great. A little bit later, the better, but at the same time, I'd like to not have to let it get too greedy. Still Junior. These fast cars right behind us. There you go. Get around me on the outside. Just blow around me. Up to 12th. I wish somebody could have just creamed the back of Kenny Wallace when he was really slow in front of him. That would have been great. We're in the top 10. We're going to pit this time by. I think we're going to get a caution anyway. Oh, boy. Well, they tried to wreck right there. 57 and the 26 right in front of us. All right, on the inside, pit this time. Well, I didn't speed that time, so that's a plus. Guess you'll be playing 03 and 04 on NR 2003. Heard the Magic Carpet Ride Along song from Thunder 03. Twice. I don't know that song. I never had NASCAR Thunder 2003, so I don't. I don't know the soundtrack on that game at all. 16.2 seconds. I like this pit crew. Yeah, I figured we'd be a lap down. Only one we're ahead of is a pole sitter, Kenny Wallace, because he blew an engine. But we weren't going to be able to race anybody, so is what it is. Tried to catch the caution, we didn't. And we're going to have our worst finish of the season. Unless somebody else DNFs, and we'll tie our worst finish of the year, which obviously would have been from the last race. Rockingham, which stinks because I should have finished probably top 35, but I sped on pit road. It's my own fault there. Had to lift to keep it off the wall off turn 2 there. Dale Jr. won the 500. Sterling Marlin won Rockingham. Tony Stewart's dominating at Vegas right now. So a win for him would be 3 different winners in the first 3 races. Should have 5 laps to go. Newman might have a chance of catching Ricky Rudd for second. Depending on how much money I end up losing in this race in particular, I might have to sell some equipment before Atlanta just to make sure I don't lose my pit crew or anything right before we get those upgrades. Because that was the reason why my equipment got knocked back into the 50s in the first place, which is costing us good runs. Could be money there. Obviously, costing us money for not getting our sponsorship bonuses because I'm not qualifying top 30 anymore. Saying that I did beat Joe Nemechek in the 500, but I didn't get the sponsorship goal because I qualified 36th. Even if it would have counted the dual race, I still started 36th because I started 18th and finished 18th in my duel. I'll run the last lap, so it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to overtake anybody else for blowing an engine. I don't notice anybody slow on the track map. Well, season worst 42nd. Didn't finish last. Thank you, Kenny Walls, for blowing an engine. Mentioned to you guys we just had to get through these first few races, and then we'll be okay on speed. We're going to suck at Atlanta in the next race, and I think we'll be at least okay at Darlington. If we do suck there, after that, we shouldn't have to worry about sucking anymore. So 1 to 2 more races. We didn't lose that much money, so I'm not going to sell anything at least before the next race. So on to Atlanta. I don't think I'm going to be that good in points. 18th in the 500. Yeah, we're 36 in points right now. Once we get to Bristol, we'll start climbing up. Even though Bristol's one of my worst tracks, but I would imagine we're still going to be somewhat competent from a speed standpoint. We'll have the new chassis, the new body after Atlanta. Bring the best equipment possible for Atlanta. '59 overall race car. We did race here last night too. Oh no, that was 2 days ago. My bad. All right, get through this one. We'll be all right. Kurt Busch starting on the pole. Contact up there. Saw some sparks flying off turn 4. So we're guaranteed a 54 engine power for Darlington. I'd imagine this 55 that I'm using right now is probably going to drop to at least a 54 after this race just because I'm using it. It'll drop probably 1 or 2 even if I don't make it contact with anything this whole race. So probably looking at a 54 engine power for Darlington, unfortunately, but everything else will be in the mid 60s up around 70. the new body and the new chassis that we're going to end up getting. Probably could have gotten away with doing a 6-race build instead of a 9-race on the engine at the time. And then we actually probably would have ended up having the engine before Rockingham. But then we wouldn't have had a great chassis and body anyway, so would have probably burnt it up by the time we got to Darlington. Somebody blowing up. 161. Well, that's a spot. Not going to finish last in this race either. Car's definitely not quite as free as what it was 2 days ago when I raced Atlanta in Season 2. Car still hasn't made it back to pit road. Yeah, we'll end up leaving off right at Talladega then to start tomorrow night's stream. Coming off a win at that track last season, we'll have a good car, a much better car than what we won with last year at Vegas, so we definitely should, I would like to think, be in contention for a win again. I remember Texas, we had a top 15 last season too, so I mean, there could be something there. I think I finished like 13th or 14th Texas last season. That'll be on this stream, so you won't want to go anywhere because another race or two, we're gonna be all right for speed. I don't know that Bristol we're gonna have like race winning speed because that's one of my worst tracks anyway. So we just won't be at the back of the pack the whole time. Probably run mid pack there, and then Texas maybe have an outside shot at a top 10. I haven't even practiced at all for any of these races. So I'm probably missing my line just a little bit at the beginning of the race too. I'm kind of settling in, but I'm not worried about it because I'm not really battling for position. I'll focus in more when we get into that situation. I'm waiting for cars to start to come down onto pit road, and because we're running towards the back of the pack, we're going to try to do something a little bit different. It's only 5 seconds for a speeding penalty. I'm going to try to carry as much speed as I can onto pit road and see if I can end up overtaking the 2 cars in front of me. Because they're about 2 to 3 seconds ahead. We're going to end up giving up 5 seconds. I mean, I'm not going to catch them on overall speed. I gained a lot of time. I didn't get all the way to them, though. I think it'd be better at like a Pocono or something of that nature. That was an intentional speeding penalty there. Picker should be fast. I don't think I'm going to get out in front of Fittipaldi, though. It was worth a try. Only one of the 2 cars pitted, though, so I will have fresher tires. Whoever that other car would have been. There goes Fittipaldi. I mean, it was worth a try. We were running 42nd anyway, last on track, so figured what the heck. Tony Stewart leading, he might go back to back. Gets in and out of pit road well enough. All right, so 1.5 tracks and shorter. I don't think that what I just did is going to help me for anything. I am willing to try it at like a Pocono or a Michigan or California. Well, California might be kind of tough too. Road courses it might work out. No, I don't want to risk on a road course because I'm going to be fast anyway there. I want to try it though and go back to Michigan. Michigan and Pocono for sure. Potentially on a super speedway, depending on the circumstance. We're going to be back on the lead lap once we get back to the start-finish line this time. Won't be for very long, though, because the new race leader is not that far behind us. And they will be the new race leader once we get into turn 1. Ryan Newman. So Newman leads for right now. There is a chance we can get to 4 different winners in the first 4 races of the season. Still got quite a few laps left. There's a chance somebody could end up catching Newman for the end of the race. Dale Jr.'s coming, and he does have a win already. The fact that Dale Jr.'s had double-digit wins the first 2 seasons on this career mode. Had 1 out of the gate already. Oh, sorry, Dale. Forgot how much slower I was than him. I was going to have plenty of time to slide up in front of him. That was not the case. Chopping off Rusty Wallace. Mark way on the outside. Just trying to hold my line as best as I can. Splitting around me 3 wide. Actually entered the outside pretty well that time. Oh boy. I didn't want to be 3 wide on the outside though. I mean, I'm not as loose as I was last season at Atlanta. I think a lot of it though is because the car's not as fast, so the speeds aren't up. Oh boy, overdrove the entry there. Right sides are starting to go away on the car a little bit. We are going much longer into this run too. Pitting as early as I could have. Still make it to the end. Especially being a lap down. One less lap that we're going to have to go than a lot of these guys. Yeah, no clue exactly what kind of speed we're going to have at Darlington. It's going to be a big question as to how fast are we going to be. We're not going to be as fast as we were last season in the spring Darlington race. Even the Southern 500 when I had right around a 15th place run in that one. We're definitely not going to have that. Well, we could, but because like the chassis and the body is going to be better than what I've ever had, but the engine's still going to be like a 54, 55 for one more race. I think we're going to be really good on the long run, especially at a slower speed. We're going to be able to take care of our tires way better than everybody else that we're going to be probably running around at the back of the pack. But yeah, after that race, though, Bristol, Texas on this stream, we'll try to make some noise. I want to get at least one top 10. One of those 2 races need to be a top 10. Get ourselves on track with that first top 10 of the season. Set us up for Talladega tomorrow where we know we could go out there and potentially win. We did win last season, so. Granted, we won the fall race, so that'd be a new trophy to go after in the trophy room, too. Try to get the spring Dega trophy. The Aaron's $4.99. This car's been getting tighter and tighter over the course of the run. It was not this tight in the first run. I don't know if when I was in traffic I was using my tires up a little more than what I was. I had to brake that time late in the corner just to keep it off the wall. Yeah, right front's in the red. It's definitely the tire wear. This second run. One more lap. Now, I thought we were done running this slow middle of last season, but I'm going to be damn sure we're not going to go in the negative on money anymore. Found out that doesn't work out too well. That literally bit me for about a 9 to 10 race stretch. Me wrecking at Dover and going into the negative on money. which is weird because I won the next race after that. But then it was downhill from there. Well, it wasn't downhill from there because then we finished 8th at Martinsville like 2 races later too. So once we got through the 2 top 10s in that 3-race stretch, it was all downhill from there. Ryan Newman hangs on by 0.4 of a second, gets the win. 4 different winners in the first 4 races of season 3 on the career mode. We're down to 24,000. We're probably not going to get the sponsorship goal for the next race, so to make sure I'm not going to go in the negative and potentially lose 50,000, I'm going to end up selling a body and a chassis, which I'm going to be able to do because we're going to have the new one ready at our disposal for Darlington. So let's take a look at the garage. Yeah, there it is. 65, 70, 74. One more race on the engine. The body downforce 65, 63, 67. So good stuff there. Can't really. So we are going to have to sell some. We're going to sell. Definitely going to sell. Because I can't overhaul anything yet. Got one more race break and overhaul. So we will sell. What was it? This one? 66,000. So that'll keep me from going into the hole. Gonna wait to build a new chassis for now. Let's go. Sell one of these. Condition is 100. Probably sell this one, even though we never actually ended up using it. Because I can't overhaul. 2 more races. So we'll definitely go sell this. And engine-wise, sell this one to get 70. So it frees up space. Gets us to 229,000. We know we're not going to hit the sponsorship expectation. Now I can actually start 229. Might be able to 3-race build, 6-race build. Probably. Get a 3-race build going on another body. Yeah, okay. There we go. Gives us 104,000. Won't have to worry about going into the hole next race. Next 2 races, really. And we might be decent. Happiness at a 50. Got 5 more races left with Payday as our sponsor. 3 more races left on this stream. Corey Free, thanks for tuning in, by the way, if I didn't shout you out already. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We might suck at Darlington, but I can guarantee you after that we won't anymore. So on to Darlington we go. One race on the overhaul, so we could definitely go with the best stuff for Darlington there from a chassis. We're going to have to take this engine, unfortunately, which is only a 54 engine power. Downforce. Take the best stuff. So we've got a 63 overall race car for Darlington. And again, this is going to be hit or miss as far as what kind of speed we're going to have. We're not going to be 42nd, 41st. That's not going to happen. That for sure will not happen here at Darlington. It shouldn't, at least. I mean, the 54 engine power is a little scary, I'm not going to lie. Going to make sure we practice before we qualify and kind of get an idea, hopefully, for where we're going to be. At least for the short run. Oh, I had a lot of grip rolling off into that corner. It's the best chassis I've ever had. Between that and the engine power so slow, I'm going to have probably more grip than I'll ever have at Darlington going forward in the career mode. I'll have more speed going forward, but from a grip level standpoint, that means I'm gonna be really fast mid corner compared to everybody else, but on the straightaway top end speed, not gonna be much faster. Definitely gonna be interesting. I mean, at least the straightaways aren't really long. A little tight there. Got back in the gas too soon. Had to brake getting off turn 4, keep it off the wall. Martin's got a lap or two fresher tires than us. Every lap matters with the 10% race. Oh, he's going to the outside. Yeah, they can get into the corner way faster than me, too, just because they are carrying so much more speed. I mean, Mark Martin's going to be borderline front of the field. What, he finished top 5 in 2 of the first 4 races, so you definitely know he's going to be quick. Might be able to get away taking a half round of wedge out of the car. With the lack of engine power. I'm going to pit this time. I'm going to try it. I hope it's not going to be too free. Off the exit of turn 2 especially. Pit this time. Perfect pit road entry there. Take a half around the wedge out. Carl Edwards coming back at Phoenix. I saw him post something on Twitter that said he was coming back. I don't know what that entailed. Is it racing? Or is he just going to be at the track again? I have no clue. I saw that. I think I saw it when I woke up this morning, 4 a.m. And it was at least notified to me at like 11:15 last night when I was in bed, local time. Oh, jeez. More free on the straightaway. I'd be leery of that. Next to the corner on the straightaway is going to be a little on the free side. Longer the run goes, more and more free it's going to get. All right, well, not sure where I'm getting compared to a lot of cars on the track. We were faster than Kevin Grubb, and that was it. Geez. We'll see. We only really had one lap up to speed with that setup, and it wasn't perfect by any means. So I do think that was the faster way to go. Pretty good lap. Second lap should be quicker than the first. I'm dead last. That was a really good 1 and 2. Just gonna go full send mode, video game style. Kyle Larson. Come on, turn. Just gotta turn off that wall. 27.944. I cheated it. 15th. Oh, jeez. Kenny Wallace on the pole for the second time this season. All right, well, I got myself some track position. Oh, he's going to be in the 25 truck. Wow. That's interesting. The truck series, that's something. Has he done like any kind of racing since he retired from NASCAR? I don't know if he's just like only stepped away from the sport of NASCAR, if he's done like any local short track stuff every now and then. Like definitely nothing on a regular basis. Best qualifying effort of the season, by the way. It's still not going to boost my average enough to get the sponsorship bonus this race, but sometimes you have to cheat to win. We're not going to win. I mean, just like winning by performing better. That's a win for me. I don't think we're going to have that much speed here for Darlington. I mentioned that we might still suck here. It's just the lack of engine power. Only having a 54, that's killing us. We'll be back in the 60s at Bristol. But got a 63 overall car, which was about where we were for most of last season. Every now and then we'd have like a 60, a 65, 66, 67, but it's just the engine power is down, which tells you if the engine power was up, we'd probably have the best car I'd ever have. Like Bristol, I might have the best car I've had in the career mode. One more race to get there. Hopefully don't tear this car up too badly. I mean, the chassis will get to use a different one if I did tear it up too badly in this race. I have to hope that I'm not going to tear it up that bad. The fact that Kenny Wallace has 2 poles already in the first 5 races. It's going to be the next Ryan Newman. It's going to be the next Rocket Man. That'd be cool, though, getting to see Carl Edwards back in NASCAR. I'm sure a lot of fans pumped for that. Being a former Greg Biffle fan and just a Roush fan in general, I'm glad to see him back on the track again. I jumped down way too early. At least I got back up in line. I only lost one spot. 2 spots, actually. Well, they're going to be breathing down my neck for a long time with my lack of engine power. I'd like to think if I could just stay in front of them, contact up in front of me, if I could just stay in front of them down the straightaways, I'm going to be good in the corners. It's going to be really, really hard to break in front of these guys. I mean, Marlon just won like 2 races ago. There's more contact up in front of me. Sorry, Sterling. I don't want to make any rivals. Desperate, just trying to hold on. If they stay single file behind me, better chance I'll be able to stay in front of them. I feel a lot better about myself trying to stay in front of them through turns 1 and 2. As I say that, Dale Jarrett gets underneath me through 1 and 2. That's right, he was the only one. I got back down in line before Sterling Marlin could go. Marlin had to get by Johnson and Marlin before he got by me, and he was able to do it. Oh! Overcorrected it. Sterling's still stuck behind me. Got passed by Jimmy. I will say, though, if I didn't cheat qualifying, I probably wouldn't be up here right now. I don't think I had top 20 qualifying speed. But I'm good enough in the corners. I just don't have engine power. Big wad of cars from like 3rd on back up there. Oh, Marlin got in the wall. McMurray got around him, and Marlin lost a ton of time. And that's less cars behind me, too, which makes me feel better. Car tripped up great there. I beat McMurray on speed at Rockingham. How about him up to 20? I really don't know why he was so bad at Rockingham. Overdrove the entry a little bit to 3. Luckily, I got through 1 and 2 so well, though I kind of pulled McMurray enough that slight mistake, I was able to stay in front of him still. Oh, McMurray in the wall into turn 1. Oh, now I'm in the wall. Dang it. There's my first Arlington stripe of the race. Both messed up 1 and 2, and I squeezed them off big time. See, both of us making that mistake. Now Marlin's going to have a chance to close back in with a lot of other cars. I don't want a short pit because I would have to imagine I'm not going to... Well, I don't know. I don't know if short pitting is going to gain me time or if it's going to lose me a lot of time because I'm not going to be fast on the straightaways, but I can hold these guys off in the corners as long as I don't do that. I definitely can't be doing that. First time I've hit the wall on 3 and 4 now. Car's just getting a little tight. Got to about lap 7, and it was definitely starting to tighten up quite a bit. Which is slowing my mid-corner speed down even more because I have to brake more to get through the corner. Can't carry as much mid-corner speed like I was. Well, don't split me 3 wide. Oh, man, being on the outside was very treacherous there. Fudge. Not the spot I wanted to be in. Holy molasses. We're good. It's getting a lot harder to hold these guys off. Jeff Gordon's behind me. He's definitely going to be way quicker. Somebody's out of the race. I didn't even notice that till just now. Just be as good through 3 and 4 as I am in 1 and 2. Car's just too tight at this point in the run. A lot of contact with Warburg. I'm pitting this time. I slowed down a lot. There we go. I didn't speed. Did not speed. Don't repair damage. 4 tires and fuel. I'm going to hope short pitting is the way to go. Pit crew needs to be on it. We could definitely get a top 25. Depending on how much track position we could gain here. And the thing is, we could lose time. I don't know how short pitting's going to do for us. We definitely would have lost a lot. Oh my gosh, that's not going to help. Oh no. Oh, we're still in the rights. We're already at 12. Oh, this is going to be such a slow stop. Oh my gosh, that was the one thing we did not need in this race. Pit crew messing up. Come on, guys. 22.2 seconds. What was it estimated? 17 flat? 5.2 seconds that tire changer cost me. Now I'm 41st. You've got to be kidding me right now. I'm not going to have the speed to get back up there either. I did what I could to qualify 15th. I did what I did to hang on to, 24th? We only lost 9 spots with 54 engine power. Was that the front or the rear tire changer? That stinks. We didn't deserve it this race. I mean, we deserved a borderline top 20 finish this race. We can't have that, when we're up to 100%, which is going to be starting next race. We couldn't have that here because we could have had a top 20. Definitely could have finished top half of the field. Greg Biffle in front of me. I know he was definitely at the back of the pack. Wow, I mean, we're only ahead of a couple cars, and one of them's out of the race. That's tough. Definitely seem to be quicker than Greg Biffle. It's going to be tough to get underneath them, though. Not having straightaway speed. Got underneath him. Clearing him is going to be the next big test. It stinks that we didn't actually suck at Darlington, but the pit crew cost me. The first race, we actually had legitimate speed this season. Not legitimate speed. Competent speed. We had a pit crew blunder. I'd use a lot of contact to pass Biffle as quickly as I could here. I couldn't waste much time. We're going to want any sort of a shot of trying to pass more cars before the end of this race. It's going to take me a while to get to them. Yeah, I don't know why Biffle's still struggling like I am in the career mode. We both have one career win at Talladega, and that's it. Both 2003 rookies. The car starts to tighten up quite a bit into turns 3 and 4. I short pitted too, so we're probably going to be tighter for a longer period of time. We're definitely faster than the next few cars in front of us. I mean, we had speed to finish top half of the field. It's unbelievable that a pit road speeding penalty costing me potentially 20 positions in this. Well, with where I'm going to finish, it's probably going to end up being closer to like 15 positions because I'll get some of them back. We got one back. Oh, we only got 9 to go this time by. I don't know if we're going to go lap down for the end of the race or not. It'll be close. And try to stay in the lead lap. I mean, one more lap run of this race could be one more position. Stanton Barrett right in front of us. Trying to get close enough to him. We'll get underneath him here off turn 2. Hoping I stay beside him getting into the corner. Try to slide up in front of him into 3. Breakaway later. Oh boy. Made a little contact. He ran into the back of me when I slid up. I mean, that's a danger of trying to pull off a slide job. You risk the car you're passing running into the back of you. So I was aware of that. And give the bottom back up again. There we go. Power slide there. Jimmy Johnson in the stream as well. Thanks for tuning in. Biffle usually top 15, top 10. Yeah, I mean, in the actual 2005 season, like we would technically be right now, but he was only a rookie when this game came out, so that's why he's probably not as good. That definitely hurt me right there. Five laps left. We're closing in on those 2 cars ahead of me. Now I'm going to be lucky just to catch the 26. We're about to go lap down, too. Depending on how long it's going to take the leaders to get by Stanton Barrett. It's too tight for 3 and 4. Dale Jr.'s leading, trying to get his second win. Somebody's in second, not that far behind him, though. It's going to be a tight race for the win. Jr. almost got into Barrett off turn 4. I need all the laps I can get here. Trying to get some more positions. Man, I got tight through 1 and 2 that time. I had to brake quite a bit in the middle of the corner. I'm not going to be able to keep Dale Jr. behind me. He's too fast. Right front's in the red now. Kept him behind me for now, but he's still got 2 to go. I'm not sure who's trying to close in on him. Oh, there he goes. Well, that means we're only going to have 1 lap to get by Kevin Grubb. That power slide ain't going to help. Dang it. Yeah, we only got 1 lap to get by the 26. Send it. Got off turn 2 really well. Sending it. He ain't going to be happy about it, but I got my spot, 38th. Probably could have been top 20 if the pit crew didn't make a mistake. We didn't lose any positions that final run. We only gained a few. Where were we? 41st? Ended up 38th that final run. We gained a handful of seconds on those cars. The gosh darn pit crew. Dale Jr. gets a second win of the season, first repeat winner. Tony Stewart was running him down late, but he got by me, Stanton Barrett when he needed to. Tony Stewart never actually ended up catching him before the end of the race either. All right, well, we shouldn't suck at Bristol. We'll have our engine power finally. 68,000 in the bank. Average finish is not going to be anywhere close to 30. Maybe a solid finish at Bristol, Texas might knock it above 30 to get the goal there. 48% happiness. 4 more races with payday. Go to the garage. A decent engine. I can't overhaul the engine we have there, which is unfortunate. But full race build. Unless I give me a second. Unless I end up selling this for 52,000. If I sell that for 52,000 to get the overhaul on this engine, six race overhaul, but I'll get a new one in 4 races. To get a, yes, I can't build multiple engines. Um, 60. $250,000. That's tough. I almost don't want to use it at Bristol. Kind of need to though. Gonna check out my season stats. I want to see how close to an average 30 finish and starting position. The starting position is not going to be great. I did finish 15th and 18th place early. See that's another reason why the pick crew costing us 20 positions potentially at Darlington was huge, because that would have boosted the average finish up quite a bit. Instead of finishing 38th, we could have finished like 18th or somewhere around there. At least where we pitted, 24th at the very least. Still 36th points. It's the wrong spot anyway. 36 start, 36.4 finish. That was with a 15th qualifying effort. I mean, Bristol, I might be able to cheat my qualifying there. And because it's a shorter track, I mean, I'll try to cheat it, and we'll see where we can go with it. Downforce. Yeah, it's just the engine. The engine department right now is where we're lacking. 4 races left on that build. If I would have went with a 6-race build, I think we'd be a little bit better off. Probably should have held off on building another body. So again, selling that 52,000. We are at 68,000 now. That would put me at exactly 130,000. We're probably not going to get the sponsorship bonus next race, so we'll probably lose 40 to 50 grand. Maybe put ourselves in position to get it at Texas. So Texas, we're going to have to use the same engine we use at Bristol, but then we're also going to want something for Talladega. A repair is not going to really do much. Overhaul for 2 races. It's 250,000. Well, better hope we get good finishes these next couple races. Well, I mean, see, the problem is I have 2 races until Dega from where I'm at right now. If I'm thinking correctly, because this is race 6, yeah. So I only have 2 races from now anyway. And I'm not going to have enough money to get the overhaul, so we're going to have to use the same engine for the next 3 races, no matter what, until we get the new one built. So we might as well just get one overhauled sooner, which would mean we're going to sell that to overhaul this. Repair is not going to really do much from a performance standpoint. So we get a 6-race overhaul. I think I should hold off on that because then I might go back in the negatives after Bristol. All right, well, whatever. We sold it. I was going to have to get rid of it eventually anyway. Probably end up... I could probably get rid of a body because I'm going to have a new one built in 2 races. I'll do that too. Sell that for 91,000, which is still not going to put me... We gotta think here. Hate selling a bunch of stuff, but to get us the engine we need for Talladega, gotta think here. It's such a tough decision to have to make. We're gonna have to rely on what we have, I think. Fuck it. $211,000. Get a new body. Don't have anything going chassis wise. Gonna have to to do a 6-race overhaul. Yeah, because then we're only going to have to run 2 races with the new body that's being built, and we'll overhaul there. Well, that's what we have. Finding ways to make some money. Off the track, of course, because on the track we ain't doing it. Alright, on to Bristol. Need a good run. Need a solid run at Bristol. Gonna use my slightly worse chassis for Bristol. 65 overall race car. It's our best of the season. Probably could have been like 66 or 67. See, I'm trying to go for, 65 now to get a 65 at Texas, because I probably won't get a 65 at Texas using my best stuff. I'd probably get like a 67 here, and then Texas I'd end up with like a 63 or 64. So I'm trying to balance it out, because I think on speed we should be better there than what we are going to be here. All right, well, try to cheat qualifying, I guess. Cheat it, try to get a good run. Have to cheat it on lap 2, of course. '28th on lap 1. I don't know that did anything for us. Oh, that wasn't perfect. 15.718. That was far from perfect. My first lap was better than my second. I shouldn't have done that. That didn't do anything for us. Oh, great. I tried to cheat it, and I couldn't cheat it. The extra wall scrape at the end didn't help. I don't think I would have helped myself much, though. 15.718. See if I can top that in practice. Well, we need to stay on the lead lap and hope for a caution in the middle of green flag pit stops, which we tend to get at Bristol. I just ran faster on my first lap of happy hour than what I did in qualifying. Tried to cheat qualifying and didn't even work. I ran even faster. I was over a 10th quicker in practice already, just in 2 laps. Which probably could have been around the top 20 qualifying spot. So I'm definitely not going to get the bonus in this race. I'm trying to set myself up for Texas to get the bonus. Well, that means I know that where I qualified, I can pick up spots potentially. I'd like to think that would be the case. Can't make any major mistakes. That's the big thing. All right. We'll practice pit stop. Man. This is the first you've been in the chat, Wade? I was thinking I saw you earlier. Oh, I did not. All right. Well, welcome to the stream. Hey, we'll see. See, you keep talking all that trash, it's going to come back to bite you. I do think Detroit is the favorite, though. Couple tenths behind Casey Mears. It's not let that get to us. Yeah, I definitely could have qualified much better than what I ended up actually qualifying. I don't like starting on the outside. Got to the bottom pretty quickly, though. Right with Ryan Newman, who was much faster than us. I don't know why he qualified this far back in the field either. There's a lot of big names back here. Just gotta settle in. Don't make any major mistakes. Pit crew better be on it this race, by the way, because they costed me a top 20 at Darlington. Top 20, and I ended up 38th. It wasn't like I finished like a couple spots behind 20th. It wasn't even close. Bumped Joe Nemechek. We're definitely quicker than him. Bump and run. Yikers. This thing is loose. Sorry, Bobby. I was just trying to get to the bottom before I got freight trained. When I clip the apron, it just gets like looser and looser. So I have to not do that too much. Labonte better go because he's holding me up because he's faster than me, but I'm faster than a lot of those other cars in front of him, and so is he, but he can't pass him. Sorry, Bobby. I got to get around it. You're taking too long to pass these guys, and we have to stay in the lead lap in case we get that caution in the middle of green flag pit stops. Well, so far from the start of the race, we've gained one position. 28 to 27. Leader hasn't caught the back of lap traffic yet, so that's good. Oh, I blew the corner. Squeeze back in the line. Good old Bristol. Old Bristol. Forest multi-grooves. Very tough to pass. We are definitely seeing that in this race. Be faster than those cars in front of us, but not fast enough to just all over Bobby. You gotta move. I know he's upset with me, but you gotta go. Like, I'm getting mad at you because you're not going. You're passing me and you're not going anywhere. Jamie's probably gonna do the same thing. Don't wreck myself trying to. Dang it. Temper's flaring at Bristol. The only thing riding in line's going to get us is if we get a caution. It'll bail us out, but if we don't get a caution, riding in line is going to end up hurting our overall finish. That's what I get for qualifying back here. I could have qualified ahead of these guys. I wouldn't even be stuck behind it. I didn't want to go that low in the corner. I think I had McMurray beat before that. Picked him behind Jack Sprague, but I couldn't pass him. He got back down to the bottom again. Bobby's going to try to wreck me. He gets alongside of me, so you don't want that to happen. By Jack Sprague here. I'm going to guess 6 to 8 more laps. We're going to see pit stops. Bobby Labonte right behind me. It's always the guy that's upset with you. It happens to be right there. As long as he doesn't get to us. It's going to be tough when we're getting held up by McMurray and Fittipaldi. Still kind of outpacing Bobby Labonte, though. Even with getting held up. We got Jamie. I'm coming. Just absolutely forced McMurray into the wall. Give myself a pick card between myself and Bobby Labonte. Bumping her on Fittipaldi. All right, we got some cars pitting this time. Drove the entry a little bit. Oh boy, Jamie almost got back to me. He got by the 43 car pretty quick. I wonder if he got around him when I got around him. I moved him up out of the groove and he just followed me or something. All right. I don't want to caution right away. I want to wait this out a few more laps because we're not in danger of going a lap down at all here. There it is. Caution. Let's go. Caution. We're inside the top 10. Let's freaking go. Ward Burton is pulling off of pit lane. That's the reason for the caution. I was not expecting that. We haven't seen that before. I've seen it on this game before. I just haven't seen it on the career mode yet. Yeah, Tiger's doing well. Biggie hit a home run last night. Maybe his last of his career. Yep, Indy going back to the oval. There were definitely some cars in front of us that we were still faster. All right, 4 tires and gas. We're going to be lined up on the outside with having lap cars underneath us, but we got a shot at a top 10 finish here. Get our first top 10 of the year. Bristol set us up for Texas and maybe try to get another one. Clean stop. I don't think I lost any positions. Maybe I gained some. Who knows? Lost 3 spots, but there might have been a couple cars on pit road when the caution came out that stayed out. Or they haven't pitted at all. Bobby Labonte right behind me. Oh, and he's going to get around me. I babied that restart. Kind of forgot we weren't up to speed yet. Shoot, now I got to get back around Bobby. A lot of lap cars up here. Fittipaldi's a position. Bump and run. He's going to be upset with me, but I want a top 10. Should be able to drive away from him. Unless I make a mistake like that. Got back in the gas a little too soon. Back the center of the corner up just a little bit better. The 1 car, Jeff Green. I almost said Steve Park. Jeff Green, and then the 10, Johnny Benson. Jeff Green, Johnny Benson are 9th and 10th. I don't know how many cars are on the lead lap. For some reason, we got another caution. I don't know if I would pit or not. Probably have to stay out. Don't want to risk losing too many positions to get fresh. Well, no, Mark Martin's a lap down. So there's only 12 cars on the lead lap. Yeah, if we did get a caution for some reason, I would definitely have to pit. Got to get around these lappers. Just completely drilled that Brad Carter guy. Look out, Ward, I'm coming. Up to 10th. Somebody hit pit road. I couldn't have blown that corner any harder if I tried. Oh, man. Up to 9th. And 2 cars pit. All right. Don't wreck it trying too hard. Tony Stewart's back on the lead lap. He's like 5 seconds behind us. I don't think he's going to catch us. He's got a lot of cars to pass, too. Johnny Benson's 2 seconds in front of us. Jeff Green passed Johnny Benson. Benson might be slow enough. Can't get around the lap cars, though. That's the problem. Been leading on Ward Burton for a few laps now, and I can't get around him. Lead on him some more. I'm surprised he wasn't more upset with me. Up to 8th? Somebody must have dropped out of their... Oh, Ward Burton might have been in position. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, no, he wasn't. Somebody must have blew an engine then. I wasn't paying attention. Johnny Benson's back on the bottom. He was stuck on the top there for a little bit. Should have known Ward Burton wasn't for position. He was the reason for the caution. Might be slower lap cars that are holding up Jeff Green and Johnny Benson. They're nose to tail with each other, but I'm only going to have 6 laps left this time by to catch them. I got to hope that some of those lap cars that are faster than them, that are right behind them, get around them, because I still got to pass Michael Waltrip and Ricky Craven. Oh, we got somebody else pulling up. It's not a spot, unfortunately. They were already behind me. One second outside of 6th and 7th. Up and run on Michael Waltrip. Got around him. 4 to go. Push it too hard. Oh, boy, don't wreck it. .4 seconds behind Johnny Benson now. That contact with Michael Waltrip held me up. Not the first one, but the second time when I made the mistake, hit the wall, ricocheted into him. 2 to go. Hang on to it. Not my worst racetrack. Richmond's my worst racetrack. Maybe my second worst racetrack on the career mode. We're going to get our first top 10 at Bristol. We DNF'd at both Bristol races last year. We're going to finish 8th in the first one this year. Welcome back. I told you we weren't going to suck anymore. Once we finally got our engine upgrades, Jeff Gordon gets his first win of the year. 8th place finish. I know we got the caution we needed. I didn't qualify well, but we got the job done when it mattered the most. And I still lost money because that's insane. You get a top 10, you still lose money because we didn't get our sponsorship bonus. That's insane. That's insane that happens. I'll start crying. And Miggy. I thought you were talking about the Packers again. Well, it's too early in the season to do that. It's an important game, but the games aren't as important yet, or at least it doesn't feel that way. Although it should, because it is for the division lead today. First top 10 of the season. Where does that move us to points? Wow, from 36 to 30th, just like that. All right. Yeah, still early in the season, so told you we'd start getting some of these spots back. We just had to suck the first 5 races first. Go to the garage. Actually, we got to check out sponsorship here first. We got 3 more races with payday. Let's also check out stats and info because that's going to move the average finish up quite a bit. We need the average finish and the average start above 30 or 30th or better. The average start, though, I only qualified 28 that last year, so that didn't move up much. Average finish moved to a 31.7, 34.7 by qualifying 28. So, I mean, if I qualify really, really good at Texas, maybe it gets above 30, but I doubt it. Still, I mean, I could qualify pole, and I don't even know if it'd get above 30. I ain't qualifying pole. 31.7 for average finish. Not really sure there. One more race on the stream. And I did save my best chassis, so I wasn't worried about using it up a little bit at Texas. Engine power is down to a 59. Yeah, it was 61. It only dropped 2. I didn't wreck it, obviously, but down to 67. So that's new. That's ready to go. Then we'll have another new one. We'll probably sell... I don't know if I want to sell second body quite yet. Because if I do that, I can't do anything with the engine for a few races anyway. We're going to need an engine. Yeah, we're going to have to use that same engine Texas and Talladega, unfortunately, which I knew we were going to have to. And actually, we're going to have to use it the race after Talladega, too, which I didn't take into consideration. Well, it's good we got a top 10 at Bristol, unfortunately, though. Talladega, we're not going to, I don't think we're going to be that fast. What was I last season, a 58 engine? We might have less of an engine Dega this time around. Our drafting's going to be a lot better than a 50-something, though. It's going to be in the 60s, so that could help maybe a little bit. All right, I had a 65 for a car. Last race, this race. $67. You have to hope for cautions at Talladega. Final race of the string. I don't want to, can't hurt the car, obviously, because we're going to need to use the same engine for Dega. Dega is going to be more important than the race after Dega. I think Martinsville's after Talladega, so I'm not worried about not having much engine power there. Yeah, as long as we stay on the lead lap, hope for a caution like we did with Bristol, I think we'll be all right. I don't know what we're going to be for speed in this race. Dega, I don't trust that we're going to qualify very well, unfortunately, which is going to be very similar to last season at Talladega. I got to back up the center of the corner a little bit better. Better through 3 and 4. There's a grip strip on the bottom line going into 1 if you enter low enough. Seals to the track. That time it did. Center of the corner, it's kind of shoving a little bit. But I don't want to take out wedge because he saw it get loose off turn 2. Gotta give me some laps to try to figure this out a little bit. Take a slight bit more downforce out of it. I don't know if that would help or not. It makes it a little looser. That would be the way I'd want to loosen it up. I don't know where my air pressure's at either. I might be able to bump up the air pressure a little bit. It's going to be more patient getting back to the gas. Under the throttle a little bit more. Because I would imagine it's going to get tighter and tighter and tighter over the course of the run. Just the grip strip that time. I gotta fix being a little tight middle off. It rolls in fine. Honestly, rolls in about perfect. I'm scared to take wedge out of it. I guess I'll take that little bit of downforce out of it again. Oh my gosh. I'm okay. I'm okay if they mess up in practice if that means they're not going to mess up in the race. I hate that the picker's making as many mistakes as they are, but I guess we have to deal with it. 22 and a half seconds. I mean, that was even slower than what I had a couple races ago. All right. Bobby Labonte fastest in practice. 29.460. Behind McMurray. Ahead of a few guys back there. I mean, we're only a couple tenths slower than Jimmy Johnson. Take that little bit of downforce back out of it again. Qualify, we'll go from there. From some Storm 34, thanks for tuning in. This first lap's going to be terrible. I messed that corner up pretty badly. I didn't trust it middle of the corner. I didn't want to hit the wall. Got to keep the car clean so we can have a second lap at it. Pretty good through 3 and 4 there. Come on. Pretty good corner. I don't know how much harder I could have potentially pushed and still got it to stick really good into 3 and 4 there. Sure, 3 and 4 was even better than the lap before, I thought. 29.267. We picked up 18. I was going to say, I picked up from where I was. Picked up what, 2/10? Yeah, that's definitely the right setup call. Do we take more out of it? I don't want the balance to be too far off. How much riskier do we get? Well, we don't have to go right into the race. Let's test this out in happy hour. If I don't like it, I'll move it back. Guess that's why there's practice sessions in this game. I don't know why I was thinking about just going out to risk it for the race. Take our time, just run a few laps this way. And if I don't like it, I'll move it back to where it was in qualifying. I picked up 2/10 from where I was in practice, so that was huge. It was a great lap. I don't know how much harder I maybe could have pushed through 1 and 2. Just gotta hope it's not gonna get too loose on the long run. That's the big thing. But the short run is definitely quicker. .29.3. Second lap. Tight around the bottom. Definitely feel like I could carry more speed in the center of 3 and 4 without getting too tight. 2.93. Use as much brakes that time in 3 and 4. Still rolled through there pretty nicely for the most part. 29.3. See, now the tires are falling off with every lap, though, too. That time is stuck all the way to the bottom. I feel like I have more movement with the car with this setup, but it's just not quite as quick. I didn't get into 3 very well there. Probably have to move it back. I don't know. The 169, 170. The slowest mid-corner speed. 29.261. That's even with a little bit of wear on the tires, too. I think I was using too much brake getting into 1. I just got to tap it a couple times. Just be more patient in the center of the corner, getting back to the gas, back to 29.3. I mean, I feel I might be able to make more passes with this setup in particular. I think because the other setups fell a little bit too tight. 29.261. Faster than Michael Waltrip, faster than Sterling Marlin, Elliott Sadler. Marlin's won a race this year on an intermediate, nonetheless. We're faster than a lot of guys in this practice session that are going to be competent on speed. Ricky Run with a 29 flat nearly. And he was on top of the charts, and he's been pretty quick this year. Same with Mark Martin. I mean, we're only 2 tenths off the leaders. It's not bad. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I got to see what my qualifying lap was. I'll let the practice time scroll all the way through real quick. See what the qualifying was. For Dayton, Daytona, I remember always had to tighten the car up on the reduced speed, especially qualifying as such. Yeah, you can't really do anything with like fender flare or anything. I mean, suspension you can adjust for qualifying for Daytona Talladega, but you can't do anything with like downforce. 267 is what I had in qualifying. I'm gonna go with this setup for the race. I was just I was 6 thousandths of a second quicker in practice, so the happy hour practice when I wasn't qualifying with this setup, and that was like 4 or 5 laps into the run. So yeah, let's race it, and we'll see where we go. I don't think we're top 30 for average for qualifying, unfortunately. So I don't think we're going to get our sponsorship. He was faster than us in practice and qualified behind us. All right. Fantasy football set for the weekend. See if you can get your first win. Well, hopefully you do. Wish you good luck. Good luck to the both of us. I'd like to get back to 500 and go 2-2. Potentially 3-1 in my work week. Newman on the pole, no surprise. Bobby Labonte was quickest in practice, qualified second. He's going to be tough to beat. Jeremy Mayfield starting up in sixth. We were faster than Michael Waltrip in practice. He qualified third. 28.889. Well, and that was third. I didn't see what the pole time was. Jesus. I thought we were fast. Nobody was that fast in practice, though. Give us some long run speed, 500-mile race. I wish there were 2 Texas races on this season. In real life, in 2005, that was the case. Unfortunately, in the game, not so much. Kenny Wallace underneath us. Sorry, Kenny. That contact kind of slowed me down on the start, but I did get to the bottom pretty quickly. Gained a spot and also lost a spot, so netted was 0 there. Got to get going here. Yeah, 59 on the engine power. I don't know that top end speed is going to be that quick, although not a lot of downforce in the car. Look at the zip. That grip strip through 1 and 2. Back to where I qualified. 18th place. Like to stay in front of Mark Martin as long as I can. Oh, no! Damn it, Ward Burton. Oh, my goodness. There goes a shot at a top 10, just like that. Just like that. Freaking worried about blocking me, and he ends up wiping out whoever that was on the outside, the 175 car. I missed the first car, but then Ward bounced off the wall, and then I ran into the back of him. Of course. And tightened my car up quite a bit, too. At least it feels that way. Getting the nose damage. This thing feels pretty chubby. Yeah, that was all Ward Burton's fault. I mean, you're going to be lucky just to catch anybody else now. You'll probably catch back up to Ward Burton. We're pulling away from everybody behind us once we got going again. Even with a tight car. I think we're going to get a caution. We need a caution. Couldn't tell if I hit the grip strip there or not. I feel like I might have been a little bit above it. I mean, we were faster than some of those cars in front of us. Mark Martin got through there, I think. We had a run. I mean, just wasn't expecting those guys to make contact. That was all Ward Burton. The fact that he's upset with me for something that was clearly his fault is an absolute farce. I don't know if he's mad enough to make contact with me if we get side by side. He better not be. Obviously, we're faster. We were faster than him before. We're still faster than him now. Minus 70. Yeah, he will hit us. We get alongside of him. Try to use this grip strip going into turn 1. Maybe we'll clear him. Passed him so fast, didn't even have a chance to hit us. Where we could have been. We could have gotten to the top 10 before pit stops, honestly. I don't know what my tire wear is like right now. I mean, the grip feels like it's still there this far into this run, which is obviously good. Right front just now wearing out. Lap 11. Kenseth's going to be probably quicker than us from behind. Hopeful, thanks for tuning in. I'm a monster. Ricky Rudd just blew an engine behind us. Oh, actually, no, he was in front of us. He must have been in the garage that time by. That's right, he did qualify like fourth or something like that. Sixth. All right, well, that's another spot. All these cars were catching up here. We could still get a top 15 finish even with that happening. But, man, we could have had a top 10 again. We could have had back-to-back top 10s, which would have been the first time in our career. Tony Stewart's out, too. It's another spot. Early season championship implications there, considering he just won the championship the season before. Had a win early in the year. Some cars pitting this time. Absolutely blowing by Joe Nemechek through 1 and 2 there. So he's going to be pitting this time. There's going to be a lot of cars on pit road. I'm going to wait one more lap to pit. Don't speed. There we go. Perfect pit road entry. We're checking up a little bit there. No adjustments. 4 tires and gas. All right. Get in and get out. I shouldn't have prepared any damage. Come on, guys. Clean stop. Because there's quite a bit from that contact with Ward Burton, as you can see. Get in and get out. Clean stop. 18 seconds. Yeah, if I didn't repair damage, it probably would have been in the high 16s, low 17s. There's Jeff Gordon. I'm just getting up to speed here. Gonna pull up. Wanted to pull up in front of the 40. You couldn't do it. There's Ricky Craven. Not sure exactly where this is going to put us when we cycle all the way through. I'm not sure where Gordon was in the running order. It's a little bit below the grip stirrup there. Hook the apron again. Come on. Can't be doing that. There we go. Since 17th, I lost 2 spots, staying out about 2 to 3 laps longer. Hoping I can catch those guys before the end of the race up there. 3 seconds, though. It's going to be tough. Looks to be about 3 positions up ahead. I had a chance to pull out in front of the 40. I didn't do it. Could have been ahead of him already. Yeah, I definitely could have had a top 10. I've had a top 20 at Darlington. Finished 38th because of the pit crew. And Texas probably could have had a top 10. Ward Burton just a few laps into the race, overdrove it right in front of us, made contact with one of the fantasy drivers. Fortunately, we ran into the back of him, and it was game over. Car's been a little bit tighter. It's not too terrible. Car looks like Austin Hill. Well, it is a 21. We still got 10 laps to go. Felt like a pretty long 4 to 5 laps for me to get to this point. Got to get by Jeff Green quickly. A little tight in the dirty air right behind him. He's blocking me. I had to go a little bit below the grip strip. It was the only way I was going to be able to get around him. He gripped up enough. We're catching these next two, but they're also catching a few other cars in front of them yet. I did not get through 3 and 4 as well as Jeff Gordon behind me. Oh, I had to brake right in the middle of the corner. I was going to eat the wall. Can't worry too much about Jeff. I got to drive out of the windshield. We're going to have to go a couple laps longer this run also. There we go. Got into 3 very well that time. Probably the best I've gotten through 3 and 4 since making my pit stop. All right, well, 4 positions right here in front of us. The quicker we get by them, the quicker we can maybe get to somebody else. Somebody else blowing an engine. Oh boy. It's Kevin Grubb. It wasn't even a spot anyway. A little contact there with Sterling. That was dangerous. Three wide Texas. Up to 14th. I don't think it was a bad idea pitting when we did, honestly. I mean, there was a lot of cars that did short pit. 3 drivers with engine failures. We don't usually see this many. 3 to go. There's one more car we can probably catch to finish 13th. Joe Nemechek. We were faster than him earlier. We probably have a couple lap pressure tires, so Jeff Gordon got around all those cars behind us too. I don't know if he's going to get the Nemechek. I should get there probably next lap into 3 and 4. Either next lap into 3 and 4 or into turns 1 and 2 the lap after that. I kind of over-braked a little bit into 3 and 4 there, but I'm not going to catch anybody else besides Joe Nemechek, so 3 seconds in front of Nemechek is Jeremy Mayfield. I run into 3. Well, I called it. Contact. Risky. Final lap. Use that grip strip, pull away from him. All right. Well, oh, somebody else DNF'd, I think. Yeah, somebody was on pit road that time by up to 12th. Wow, 4 engine failures in this race. Oh, we drove turn 3 and 4 a little bit. And Gordon's not right behind us. I don't think Jeff's going to get past Nemechek in time either. 12th place in Texas would have easily been a top 10, considering how far back we started this race. I mean, I qualified 18th. That contact with Ward Burton killed any momentum I had early on. Bobby Labonte going to get the win. I mentioned he was the one to beat. He ends up getting the win, his first of the season. We lost $3,000 still, despite back-to-back top 12 finishes. We're here. We are here. I'm not going to get a good qualifying effort at Dega, more than likely. So chances aren't looking very good at trying to... Oh, I'm unsponsored now. We got to sign sponsorship. I was supposed to have 2 races left with payday, and I guess they didn't want to finish out their sponsorship. Better for me, because I probably wasn't going to get paid from them anyway in the next race. So we've got to sign... Oh, jeez. NASCAR Thunder 2000. It's the same. That's the same thing. 30-30. Finish ahead of Joe. We're not going to get that right away. So finish top 20. Average 15th. My average finish isn't going to be 15th for at least a few more races. Let me check to see exactly where we're at. Standings up to, we're still in 30th. And after finishing 12th there, barely beat Joe Nemechek, and he's the first driver ahead of us in points. Still 30th for point standings. At least we got a top 10 at Bristol. Definitely could have gotten a top 10 here. 28.9 average finish, so that's above 30. But 32.3 in the average start still. I just know I'm not going to qualify well at Dega. And the reason being, because we got to use the same engine we just used these last 2 races, which is a 58. It only went down 1. It's gone down 3 in 2 races. So Talladega and then Martinsville, which is probably the best track for us to have to reuse that engine after Dega. And then we will have the new one built, and then obviously overhaul 2 races after that. Then we can overhaul the one we have, and we can get another one built. So, yeah, I mean, we're setting ourselves up good. I'd like to be a little bit better at Talladega. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the case. We haven't had a shop edition all season to buy. Actually, the last 3 races of last year plus this season, we haven't been able to. Picture better be on it for Dega. All right, sponsorship. And we finished 20th place. I think I could still do that at Dega, even not qualifying well, just based off pit stops, because I didn't qualify well at Daytona and still finished 18. So, yeah. We'll do that, because average 15th place, even if I won Dega again, it's not going to jump that high. So, all right, safety clean. We care is their slogan, I guess. Welcome to the car. 27 races. Any top 20 I get, we're getting that bonus money. Average start, top 20, that ain't going to happen. Average finish won't happen. Qualified 15, that probably won't. Well, I mean, that could happen. It's not going to happen at Talladega, but beyond Talladega, it's got a better chance. So, I mean, average, it has to be the average start. Why can't it be average finish? Average finish, I can get 20th. Average start, I'll probably get to 20th at some point later, but qualified 15th pays more of a chance of getting it. Not going to get it at Dega, but at least, we should be able to finish top 20 at Talladega. Finish ahead of Terry Labonte, rank 30th in earnings, rank top 25 in earnings. I have no clue where we're at in earnings. We finished 18th in the Daytona 500, so I don't think we're that high on the earnings list. Plus, if it factors in sponsorship money too, we haven't gotten a single sponsorship bonus all season. Do the Thunder primary, and I can't. I'm not going to meet my sponsorship expectation. We need money because we don't want to struggle like we did at the end of last year and the beginning of this year ever again. So I definitely can't do that. I don't even know what card number that would have ended up being either. Earnings. $29, 28, 27. We're 26th in earnings. Or hang on. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Okay, actually, we're 18th in earnings. So we're 18th in earnings right now. Should get a decent finish at Dega. And then we start meeting sponsorship expectation. I think we should be able to stay ahead. What was it, 20th in earnings we had to rank? We're 18th now. Dega should go up because we should finish top half of the field. Guaranteed there. Martinsville might not finish it, but I'll qualify. Well, we could if we get a caution. I mean, we finished 8th at Martinsville last season. We just finished 8th at Bristol a couple races ago. Oh, it's 25th. 25th in earnings. It pays more than beating Terry Labonte. So we'll have NASCAR Thunder as an associate sponsor at least. 18 races. Yeah, I mean, it pays more. Should easily be able to get this sponsor every race. Sponsorship expectation. Participate in the race to get paid. Give me that extra $1,000. I know it's not much, but give me the extra 1,000. And we'll go Richard Petty for the Prestige. One higher. Participate in the race to get paid. All 20,000. So we'll go with All Pro Prestige 72. All right. So safety clean. Clean spelled K-L-E-E-N, by the way, not C-L-E-A-N. We should get our sponsorship bonuses going forward now, so we could probably get something working for the shop. We've got a 63 for drafting, 60s pretty much all the way around there. We'll hold off on the body for right now. Can't do anything with the engines, so we'll get a chassis going here. 111. Probably just do a 3-race build. Yeah. We'll do that. Oh, we don't have enough money for the 3-race build. I don't think I want to sell anything else. Okay, so I guess we're going to wait money-wise. Probably overhaul something too. Yeah, we'll just wait. We'll wait till we pocket a little bit more money. Shop edition, we're not going to get anything for just over 100 grand. Hopefully we get a shop edition going sometime next stream, which will be tomorrow night. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night on the channel. We will be streaming NASCAR Thunder 2004. Be sure to like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll kick things off at the track we won at last season, Talladega. We'll try to get our second career win in tomorrow's video. I believe we'll get to the All-Star race at some point tomorrow as well, which is going to be a big payday. And we were pretty strong last year there. We should have better equipment, especially by that race. So yeah, packed video tomorrow. We're actually going to have 7 races if you count the All Star race. So got Talladega tomorrow, Martinsville, which we finished 8th last year. Auto Club, which is going to be interesting to see how that goes. Richmond's my worst racetrack, but we get through Auto Club Richmond. I think we'll have a decent card for Charlotte. Dover, I was top 10 on speed last year. That should be a good run too. And obviously the All Star race before the 600. So set ourselves up for Pocono on Monday. Thank you everybody for watching. Once again, like, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I'll see you guys tomorrow.